when you're in the blanket and it's cold, do you roll yourself up like a sausage roll? Do you like get it underneath your feet and scoop it under, and then like pull yourself under the other arm, and you're like, oh, I'm in.
You're talking about the technical term here is enveloping.
Is that what it's called? Enveloping.
So, right. So when your cover's under the feet and you're wrapped in right now. So here's the thing, right? There's pre-marriage how I sleep, and there's post-marriage how I sleep, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've told Shindy, guys, it's my wife, many a time that I could write a book on what is allowed in terms of duvet when sleeping with Shindy, right? There are terms that I've never heard of that she uses, right? So let me just try these on you, Indy. So Karan, there's too much air gap.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah. There's
Right,
too much of a gap between you and her. Yeah.
Right, and so what's the problem there?
You're pulling too hard on both sides of the blanket, so therefore the hole in the middle is like quite large.
Yeah. So what?
Sorry.
Yeah. So what's the consequence of that? What's the problem there?
The consequence is you guys scoot closer together.
No, that's the solution. I'm saying, what's the problem with the air gap?
Oh, you're letting in cold air. It gets cold in the blanket.
Yeah, I don't believe that's a real issue, but yeah, that's the basic problem.
That is an issue. No, I can understand that.
All right, clamping.
Clamping is when you're anchoring down the blanket.
So I'm a kind of guy, so I'll be in the blanket, I'll be up to here. I can't have my hands inside because I get really hot, so I like my arms on the outside.
Oh,
right?
So that's clamping it down.
Right,
Okay,
that's clamping, and then you're clamping. Stop clamping, right?
What's wrong with clamping?
Mate, this is you to ask your friend, right? You ask Shindy.
My friend.
Yeah, your friend. My wife, your friend. Right.
So when you're annoyed at her, it's my friend. When she's actually you're the love of your life, it's your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Your friend, right? So let's recap. So we've got air gapping,
okay.
Clamping. Too much cover on your side, or too little. So too much cover makes sense to me. If sometimes when I roll and I'm sleeping onto my side, I might take a bit of cover with me, which will then mean less cover for her. I get that. But even if she has too much cover, that's a problem as well because it weighs her down.
What? If it's too much cover, it weighs her down.
Like it's pulling her, and she might fall off the bed, or I don't know, man. But there's too much cover on her side, so that's not also allowed. Then there's another term which is I can't remember the actual name of the term, but I'll describe it to you. Basically, the duvet sits in a duvet cover.
Yes.
Right, and so sometimes what can happen is the duvet inside can come like all. Basically, it's not filling out the four corners, so it gets all in one side. And so on the side where we're sleeping, if you can't feel the duvet,
it's because the sheet is too big, Karan, normally.
No, it's made for the right thing. It's obviously the cover is always made a little bit bigger, so it's not super tight. But so then we have to do this technique, right, where you get a hair bubble, you go to the other side of the duvet. Yeah, it's a whole technique, man. You wrap it on the corner. We both grab a side each, and then we do this thing. Right?
Yeah, you fan it out.
Which then pushes that duvet to the tips of the side where you're sleeping, and then it's acceptable. Right. Enveloping is not allowed.